Nashlets, and welcome to today's edition of Noshing with Nashies, where we're going to shake it like a Polaroid picture with some Vietnamese shaking beef. In this one, I break all the rules. I crowd my pan, I boil my beef, and guess what? Everything turns out just fine. I'm going to show you how not to be intimidated by cooking techniques, and everything comes out fine. Let's head into my kitchen and make some shaking beef. All right, Nashlets, so let's take a look at what we'll need for our shaking beef here. Now, I've already got mine marinating, but I will tell you all the ingredients to it. I've got 2 pounds of beef cubed up, and this is an easy one to cut in half if you want to do a smaller amount and go down to 1 pound. That's perfectly fine. If I'm using a sirloin steak, you can use whatever kind of steak or beef cut you want as long as it's suited for stir fry. And also in this, we have 2 tablespoons of our soy sauce and also 4 tablespoons of Hoisin sauce, which I used in place of oyster sauce because I am allergic to oyster sauce. There's also 8 cloves of garlic in there, and that little bit of orange you see there is my little friend Vegeta there. And the reason why I'm using that is in place of a pinch of MSG because it does have MSG in it. There is also 3 teaspoons of sugar in this. Then we are going to need 1 large onion cut into moons. We're going to need some green onion. How much you want is up to you, but we're going to cut that into big portions there. Then we have some black pepper and some salt. You use those to taste. We are going to head over and put about 4 tablespoons of our avocado oil. Now, you want a high smoke point oil for this. You can cook it in cast iron. I'm using my regular pan because it sears meat great, but that's the whole point. We are going to be cooking this on high heat today. All right, I'm going to stir this up, and let's get to shaking it like a Polaroid picture. All right, Nashlets, 4 tablespoons of avocado oil, high smoke point oil. Again, my Circulon does a really good job of searing beef, so I'm using that. Cast iron is perfect for this. We want our the eye of the stove pretty hot, not all the way up to 10. Again, mine goes 1 to 10. I'm doing this on 7, which is perfect for this. And you can do it if you're doing a big batch in 2 separate batches to get it to brown faster. I'm not going to bother. Everybody is rolling in that marinade, and you only have to marinate this in those seasonings, for about 20 minutes or so, so don't worry about it. And we're going to cook this beef for about 5 to 7 minutes, kind of without touching it too much. So give it 3 minutes like this. Don't touch it. I'll let you watch it in fast motion. I'll come back in when we're turning it. All right, 5 minutes have elapsed. Let's give it a turn. And we are going to cook this until that sauce concentrates. We want nice caramelized beef here. So that should take another few minutes here. Like I said, you can drain off your sauce. You can do this in batches so that you don't have kind of the steaming here. But I'm showing you how to do it fast and kind of dirty, because nobody talks about the fact that, yeah, you can do it. It's going to take you a little bit longer, but sometimes we don't want to do batches. We don't want to change things out. Just, you can wander around and do some dusting while you're doing this, so it's all good. All right, to cook that down, it took about 14 minutes, which isn't too long at all. Again, high temperature. And the reason why this is called shaking beef is because of the way you shake the pan when you cook it, since you're doing that high heat. All right, so we're at the point now where it's going to start to caramelize. We're going to get that crispy beef. So let's go ahead and throw in our onion. And we have cut it into half moon, and we're going to cook this for about 5 minutes. We do not want the onion to be super soft or caramelized or anything like that. And while this is cooking, you can watch it in fast motion, I'm going to cut up my scallions for the last portion of this dish. Alright, that just took a couple of minutes. I think I did it for 7 minutes. And you can see we have a lovely sear on the outside and it's going to be beautifully tender on the inside. Come in with our scallions. However many green onions you want to put in there. And you can see I've done a large cut. We're going to go ahead and cut off our stove and we are just going to stir everybody in. That carryover heat will do just fine on our green onion. Move it around a bit. There we go. We have got a pan of shaking beef. I'll see you in the finale. And here we have our beautiful Vietnamese shaking beef, just like a restaurant, crispy on the outside, tender on the inside, and really, really easy to do. Thank you so much for joining me for today's edition of Noshing with Nashies. And remember, if you come to a fork in the road, pick it up and have a nosh with Nashies. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and consider becoming a member. See you in the next one. Bye!